Back to our YouTube channel, igama lam Babalwa Mcaciso, and today we've got the one, the only, Mr. Mcaciso himself. Ba 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 ba.
Hey, sizayazi into yethu.
Love.
Iminyaka.
It's been a whole decade.
No basasazi bona.
They definitely don't.
Kodwa ngoba i-channel entsha.
Yo, Sana, you guys definitely don't know who we are. Imagine, it's been 3 or 5 or 4 months. How many months?
Been a while. No, since August lo nyaka. It's been a long time.
At least
Feels like
the last person
like
that
it's been 2
uploaded
months.
was like last month.
Oh, did you upload? I haven't even looked, guys. I'm so bad.
Zola, guys, akasana YouTube channel.
I'm so bad. It's occupied by other things. Yo, there's a lot going on.
Ningi.
A lot going on.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, welcome back to our channel. It's been forever. A lot has been happening. We haven't been able to sit down and obviously just chat about life because it's been a lot.
Yeah,
a lot
life
is
has been
going
lifing.
on. Life has been lifing. Yo, kuningi. Yeah, but anyway, not to make this introduction very long and tedious, because I feel like whenever we sit down and record a video, we're like, it's been a long time.
Therapy session.
It's been a long time. No, it definitely is. But guys, today's video, we are talking about a highly requested video that we also have been meaning to actually sit down and do, but like,
It's all my fault, apparently.
it definitely is his fault. Guys,
Uzola
uzenza is superstar sana.
Mna ndibhizi na guys. Like nyanyani ndibhizi mna makahlale yedwa sometimes.
Honestly speaking,
when we full time ncokolist mna ndibhizi mna.
I think moving forward, you guys are gonna see less of Zola on this channel because I obviously took this on a full-time scale. And initially, when I did start the channel, it was meant to be me alone, and he was supposed to be a supporting partner, supporting guest, with topics where you need to be featured on. So, guys, it's official. I'm going to be running with the YouTube channel most of the time, but Zola's not going anywhere. We're still going to have our sit-downs, maybe like once a month.
Work is hectic.
I think once a month is a good, realistic approach.
I can do once a month.
Yeah, I think once a month. And I'll do my weekly sit-downs, where I'll talk about women-relevant topics, mother, whatever the case may be.
So when you exclude Buddhas,
You can also do your other ones when you have it. But I can't, I'm
Say
no
women-
person to talk about
women
like
YouTube
men's
don't do it.
things.
Yay.
Okay, but I can't. I know, I have no...
njengongabikho nje sekuseyi-women ntoni sekuthiwa talk about women. Nisubscribe Jans. Nisubscribe nxa kunjalo kaloku ayikho.
We'll talk about many things, guys. Yeah. But anyway, guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about our home, basically the journey of purchasing the new location that we are at. And basically everything, like there's no structure or formality about this conversation. It's literally the journey of buying our new home. It's been a lot, guys. I actually want to take it back to where this whole thing started, because we've been looking for a house since last year, and the defining factor of where we're gonna live was based on where the kids were gonna go to school. And I think for me it was very difficult to make a decision, and you were getting a little bit frustrated because you were like, you need to make a decision. And I was like, I take so long to make decisions. And I really liked the area that we stayed in before, because for impractical reasons, actually. And this is where females and males differ a lot. Like,
why do you like it?
because it was cute. It was aesthetically pleasing. That's the only reason why I liked it. And whenever we used to drive in that area, I always used to say, yo, one day I really would love to live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we made it happen. Yeah. So on your side, what do you think? Like a recap?
Yeah, it's been a very very frustrating journey. I didn't think that deciding where to live is going to be a difficult choice, but it was. And I think also, even when you, because Kapa, it's very expensive to buy a property in certain areas. And I just think it's obviously structured to try and exclude a certain group. That's just how I feel about it, because economically, in South Africa, you cannot divorce race and economics. So it's very difficult in Cape Town to get into property in certain areas. So particularly where I wanted my kids to go to school, because Nkulila pick up so their last school is right, you know. And then Khalela Nam when I was growing up, if we were second this is the type of school that I would want to go to. So maybe people especially from like sons, like this is it. I have to work hard to make sure that was school. But the challenge now is in order for you to school, be practical about because of distance. You need to find a place to stay that is close by. And a place to stay close by, like it's very expensive. So that sort of forced us to then go back to the drawing board to say, how do we get ourselves to a point where we can get in? And that was the frustrating process. That was one of the reasons why, we almost even settled where we were, even though it was not impractical to do so, but I'm glad we didn't. Glad we were not persuaded by cuteness. And so I think it's been a frustrating process, having to go back to the drawing board and decide, do your research for a year and a half, trying to see how much the property cost, identifying a couple of areas and narrowing it down to one particular area to say, okay, this is the area, this is the price range, this is the type of property that we're looking for, and then to start putting things together, paying off your debt so that you qualify when you apply for a bond, saving up money for a deposit, identifying that in this particular space you cannot buy a modern house because you can't afford one.
Yeah.
So especially of the size that you're looking for. So you need to be strategic to say, okay, I cannot afford a modern house. If I want to buy a modern house, I'm going to have to go smaller. So do I want modern, smaller, or do I want space? And our decision was, we've got kids, we've got 2 boys, potentially probably going to have more kids in the future. We need space. And we've got family, we need space. And then we said, okay, we need space. The best thing to do then would be to find an old house that is spacious, and then, turn it into a dream home. So that's how we sort of narrowed everything down, to get to the point where we are. Yeah.
I think for me, it was like a very difficult decision to make in the beginning, because as you said, it was something had to give, and for a very long time you were trying to convince me to get this old fixer up.
Cool.
And I was like, oh hell no. I was like, oh hell no, oh no. Oh no.
You're going to say 5 minutes.
I was like, oh no. But it was very unrealistic, you guys. And I really have to say to the ladies out there, that sometimes, like, we really want to get into a plug and play situation. And it's not necessarily practical. That's where we males and females differ quite a lot, because males are very practical, and some females, let me not say all females, some females are just like, oh, my dream home, my kitchen. You know, you ladies, you want your kitchen to
Your
be
kitchen
all
is
set. Yeah. Like you want to move in and your kitchen is all set. And for me, like what threw me off, like when we were viewing houses was the kitchen. And then eventually I got over it and I was like, okay, cool. Let me think on a long-term basis, right? As Zola said, in Cape Town, finding a property in certain areas is very difficult.
Yeah.
And especially like with kids and the kind of schools that we wanted our boys to go into, it was like a give and take situation, and the area then became more of a priority more than the actual house. And I was like, if we get into this specific area, then get any, and we have space. Yard space was a very big thing for us.
Was.
Like if we have yard space, then and then like the flow of the house.
Yeah.
Like if you can work with the flow of the house and revamp it like in different phases, right area, then like everything else basically was just a no-brainer. So it took me from a scale of oh hell no to maybe we can work with this.
It was tough
until
convincing this person.
Yeah. And I think when we viewed the house, both of us walked into it because we viewed a lot of houses, guys. And like some houses were like, you are messy, son. Mess.
Well, they do what?
Oh yes, like we view the house, and then you know when you meet the agent, you obviously have to be friendly, and you're like, oh, this is nice. The woman is going to be took his
you drove all the way with this.
About Pambene. Okay, if it's an open house, it's man is what kind of sit. And then the minute we get into the car, we're like, what did we just see? Like, so every time we would view a house, we'd look at it and be like, okay, if ever we were to renovate this house,
19.
Singaitini, like
Ezinyawo yazi nokungadala ngapha. Ngoba uyazi uba uzothina. Sake saya kwenye eneroom eziyi-7.
But that's even more than 7. That's more than 7.
Hey, uthi ngophuma uzibone sokwenye indawo. Uzenjana uxolo.
Use-kitchen, ube use-roomini, ube use-front.
Entertainment area. Yeah,
it was that house. It was so messy. I wonder,
yeah.
I wonder.
I saw it online. They sold it there. Because they probably went down in the price.
Probably.
We have to demolish it. Sometimes when you take a plot,
that's
and then
true.
You demolish and start fresh. We need to have money for those types of things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are the shocking things that you did not anticipate, and what are the exciting things that you can say someone should look forward to when they are the process of buying, like
the process of buying. So I think that's a very important process. I think abantu abayang nabantu abamnyama more specifically, sometimes when we buy houses, we don't have a point of reference, you know. You didn't grow up like that. You witness your parents, going through a process of buying a house, or a brother or a cousin, whatever. So you're probably the first person to walk this journey. It's very important for you to do your research. There are a lot of people right now on YouTube actually documenting a similar videos as the one that we documenting, just giving you tips on how to go about purchasing a house. And I think we also did a similar video. And funny enough, at that time we were in the process of looking for a house, and the things that we were talking about are things that we actually implemented. So as I said last video, like you should, I would say, if it's more like 1 million, you automatically assume that there's no room for negotiation. It's not like when you go to the shop, you take like a piece of Pick and Pay by 36 rand. The property is different. There's always room for negotiation because about the big price, and then they can negotiate down. And the people are generally almost always willing to consider those things. So what happened to us when we came to view the house? It was way more out of our budget. It was way more out of our budget. Like, we couldn't afford the house at all. So I said to the agent that, listen, I still buy the money, it's this value. This is how much that your client is selling it for. But we're not prepared to buy the house for that amount. What is the lowest that your client would be willing to consider? You know? Then the agent said, look, I would be willing to engage with my client, and I would be able to convince them on an X amount. Yeah, but on the same day, that's the lab that no, you know what, I'm gonna make an offer of X amount. And then he said, put it in writing. Right? Put the offer in writing. I'm like, okay, there's prospects here of this deal going through. Then I put the offer in writing, and then I saw this tip on YouTube that when you make an offer in a house, you actually need to, if you obviously want to make a lower offer, it's advisable that you submit that offer with a motivation letter. Why you believe that the offer that you are making should be accepted. It's an appropriate one. And obviously because the house is old, there are a lot of things that would need to change. Estimation of the renovation price, there's no proper kitchen, the bathrooms would need, so all of those things you motivate to say this is the true, well, we believe that this would be a fair amount, and this is the amount that we're willing to buy the house for. That's tip number one. Tip number two, when you're looking for property, it's always advisable, especially if you like it's quite pricey. It's always advisable for you to save beforehand, to have money deposit. That's very, very important, because when you make an offer to a seller, right, one of the objective ways to demonstrate your seriousness about purchasing the property is if you say, we will make a deposit of an X amount, so that the seller can take you seriously. If you say, I've got 100,000 rand, I'm making an offer on a 1.5 million rand house for 1 million, and I have a deposit of 100,000 rand, the purchaser is more willing to listen to you, because there's a real likelihood that if they accept the offer, you're going to have the money to purchase. Because sometimes people make offers, they get accepted, then no, you're paying, no. And then you hear about the whole process.
The whole thing.
Yeah, so you need to make sure that you pre-approved also. If you pre-approved and you've got money to your depositor, then that gives the purchaser confidence that you are a serious purchaser, you're a serious buyer, and if they accept your offer, it's most likely to go through.
Yeah.
It's most likely to go through.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I think we got right. We had money say, we calculated that if we buy a house of an X amount, this is how much we're going to need for all the transfer costs, and this is the amount of money that we would need to put as a deposit, and so that we can be able to afford the installment, the monthly installment of the house. Because if we didn't have a deposit, we would struggle to
meet.
So we calculated, so if we put an amount in deposit enga property malenga, and this is going to be the monthly installment that we'll be paying. So everything was calculated to the T. We knew exactly which price range we were looking for. We had the money for transfer. We also had money for deposit. We've been saving for a year and a half, I think.
Yeah, it was a year. Yeah, it was a year. Because we decided we moved last year in July, in June, yes, into the previous house.
Yes.
And then we were deciding whether we staying in that area or moving to another.
Yes.
So I think another thing that is important is to be intentional about like your next move.
Yeah.
As you said, we had been preparing for about over a year, because we were like, okay, what are we going to do? The schools were a big factor, and then deciding on the area that we're going to stay in, and then doing our research with regards to like, okay, cool, if we're going to buy a house for X amount of value, how much can we save? And like everything that we were doing was literally being intentional. So our kids are literally going to grade 1 in 2 years. But we had to make that decision 2 years in advance. And I think a lot of the times, Tina as Amanda Bamnyama, we are not as intentional about our future and our lives. We literally do and then figure it out as we go by. Gandhi, if you think and you plan well in advance, you do your research and you say, okay, cool, I would like my kids to go to this school for primary school, then it really helps you to narrow it down based on like, what am I going to do next? And another thing is that doing research is so important for you to understand the affordability.
Guys, now we ku property 24 now. For
both of us,
like
literally,
I was there
both
like
of us.
every day. Not sometimes.
At some point, I stopped.
Every
I was
day.
so annoyed. I was over it. I was like, you know what, stop it. And you were so.
I was
annoyed.
saying one day,
Zola was so over me. Like when I stopped looking, he was like,
research,
research. And then we were researching. And another thing is driving around the area. In our previous video, we spoke about this. So every time like we would have an opportunity, we drove around the area like so many times to see what kind of lifestyle are we gonna live when we live here. And we didn't get any surprises when we moved in. We already knew like what to get, where, etc. So
on that, we went to Wenye area and we almost bought. We went to Wenye area and we almost bought.
Which one is that?
We drive around.
Oh yes, we loved that house.
We loved the house. Beautiful house, plug and play. It was like you moved in, we drove around, and then we identified as Nyezin, but no, it's closer to this and lifestyle wise, and then you realize no, this is not going to be a good fit for our family. Long term, it's not gonna. We're gonna want to move again, and we're looking for an area where, like, at least for the next 10 years, about a little bit back at least primary school. That this is where we're going to be stationed. So that was the goal, like at least 10 years. Because you actually lose out on your money if you move and sell too quickly.
Yeah, that's true. We both really liked that house, but the kitchen wasn't that big. I think out of all the houses we viewed, this is still the best option for us.
Yeah, definitely
the best option.
Definitely.
And guys, when you pray, like God just really pulls through. Like, say exactly what you want to people. And like for me, I was like, wow, like it would be nice to have this house, but I was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I did not know if it was gonna happen because we really were aiming, like we were literally, we were aiming for the big fish in the pond. And God was faithful. Like we really prayed, and
And on that, like, I think also it was a very frustrating process because we made the offer, and normally the seller must decide. I think it's 72 hours or 48 hours, 2 days or 3 days, I'm not sure, forgot now. But normally the practice is if you make an offer, the seller needs to decide whether or not they accept. I keep looking here, whether or not they accept the offer yako. So they've got limited time to make a decision. And I think what happened in our case, because we did not make the best offer for the seller. We went as low as we possibly could. We told them like, this is it. We're not prepared to shift around. So they kept extending our offer. Like, okay, today they're gonna make a decision. Then you get an email from the agent saying no. They've changed their mind. They're not, because it was actually a company that they bought the house from. So there were a board of directors who had to conclude, like Bonge, to make a decision. So they would make an excuse to say, I think it was 5 guys or something. So we would like to extend the offer for another 3 days. So we kept extending and extending. It was such a frustrating process, to the point where you feel, now you know what, you give up. This house is not going to be yours, because I think they were waiting for a better offer. And when that offer didn't come within the time that they stipulated, I think They were actually talking to other people. That's my sense.
Oh,
Yes, they were probably talking with abanye abantu. But then they realized that the offer, we're probably going to end up saying no. And then finally, finally they made the decision.
But God was with us regardless of the other people that came.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we even went home that weekend.
Yes.
Told the parents, and the parents were like, no, guys. Yeah, don't worry.
It's gonna happen.
This is yours. Yeah. So, yeah, guys. So that has been the journey of purchasing our home. At the moment, we are busy renovating our kitchen.
I think the biggest project.
The biggest.
It's a huge project.
I think not the biggest. The biggest is gonna be the entertainment area.
No.
Ultra.
No. This is the biggest project.
See.
The price wise, this cost a lot.
Guys,
for me,
tell us kitchens are so expensive. Yo, like remember we met this couple.
No.
We went on this trip. We met this couple.
Yo.
That we really we took a liking to. Like guys. No, Ikichi. Remember the guy? What Ikichi? Remember?
He asked me, Zolisto, which companies are you looking to use? And then I said, no, this one. Easy Life Kitchen was one of them. And then what? Okay, so price wise.
Yeah, we named our price, and they were like,
they
laughed. They looked at us no, guys. And I thought they were being I thought they were exaggerating until we got our quotation, guys. I was like, wow. Yeah.
But I answered an SMS without preparing me, and I opened the one CD. Oh my god.
But at least, Easy Life Kitchens has really been amazing in our journey of creating our kitchen. We told them what our budget is, and we were able to at least, work it through, to make it a nice budget. I'm so excited for the kitchen.
So we're partnering up with them for the kitchen. Yeah, we're also very excited about it.
Really? Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. I'm excited about it because it's one last thing that, so I can't wait for that to
speak the truth. It's one last thing for what?
It's one last thing to worry about, Yeah, because who says can we wait for next day? It's no, I want it now.
I love cooking, guys. So for me, I love making food for my family. So it's really been problematic for the past few months.
There's nothing wrong with the kitchen. The stove's corner, it's 4 plates.
Asisebenzi ngoku esla 4 plates.
That's why.
Ndipheka ngo-2 bhena ngoku, guys, just so you know. Ndiyayijija phaa phezu ko-2 bhena.
Sikuchiwe kaloku because we're moving everything and constructing the kitchen. But I think that's the biggest project because I think one of the reasons is because it's not just the kitchen, because there's an extension of the kitchen.
Sure.
So which construction-wise, it's a problem. You should move it, rain and all of that. So I don't think that our next project is going to be as...
The pool still needs to get done. That's a big project.
Yeah.
The entertainment area is also a big project.
Yeah, a pool is not a big project. Well, it's expensive, but it's not as expensive as the kitchen. So it's okay.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Then after our kitchen, we still need to do our bathrooms. Then we still need to do our guest bedroom. And then lastly, the entertainment area.
Yes. And a problem, guys, I want to say this to all the ladies listening. If ever you buy an old house with your partner, husband, ufunde, ufunde the virtue of patience. Patience, because our renovator, it's an expensive exercise. Into yenzayo, you must do it once and do it properly. The challenge with the rushing things when it comes to renovations is that you can get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, it becomes more expensive because it must be redone. Livable. You've got your whole life. to make your house the way that you want it to make. Linda. Yeah, be patient. I know that you guys just say lento
That video yaka Instagram lady so
it does not work like that. It does not. Uzozibona sewusematyaleni sewuthatha ii-loans. Phezu kwalena sewunayo yindlu. You know, because you are in a rush to make your home. Xa sithetha nalo sisike sangathi understand, no baby, it's fine. Once singena ngaphakathi, the most important thing is getting in. Once we are in there, it's fine.
This video is not about me.
Hey kitchen, I can't mna, anokwazi mna.
I said it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Guys, Zola is lying to you guys.
Yo!
He's lying to you guys. I said before we moved in, is it possible to start doing the kitchen before moving into the house? That was my non-negotiable.
Nah, it's not possible.
That was my not non-negotiable. Hi.
Siyarecorda apha man. Siyarecorda.
Don't deal breaker. It was like I'm not moving in without this kitchen being done. I can bend and it's fine. We'll move in. And we moved in.
And then
but we
by the functional.
a few things even before moving in.
But those were mandatory
painting the house and changing the doors, and I'll show you guys actually befores and after, because we even wrapped the cupboards and
there's a lot we did.
Yeah, removed the trees, did the paving.
A lot.
Yeah, we just put in the fence and painted it. But we'll show you guys like all the different parts as well as we in this video.
And you'll get shocked now we don't have a time, because there are certain things that you don't anticipate, but they cost as much as they cost. I mean, for trees, just to remove a tree, because there were a lot of trees in this house. So what kind of meat? I don't know now before why by year. But there was just a lot of trees. So guys, I was shocked that like removing trees cost this much. I've been removing trees ever since we figured out. But I will remove a 5 this month. So remove a 5.
There's still more trees to be removed.
Yeah, but
like
but those are like hidden expenses.
Very weird, one.
Those are like hidden like expenses that you won't anticipate. And whatever budget you have for the renovations, you must triple it. It's not going to cut it. You must just triple it.
It's rolling.
But that's not like yeah, I'm glad we can do it. Let's just move it in. I didn't think about what about the larger kitchen. What's my kitchen? You know, one of the
capax.
I don't know what that is for practically. I'll talk about not the yeah, and I bought buying at ladies also all this.
Appliances, granite tops.
Yeah, for you.
It's a lot, guys, but I'm excited for the kitchen. I think after the kitchen is done, I'm gonna like just chill for a bit, because the bathrooms also need to be done, but it's not like a pressing azoyikeki ikishilona sana.
Aloyikeke like it's right. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It does what it does.
It does what it does.
So yeah, guys. So yeah, at the moment, we're busy with renovations. We're gonna show a vlog of the whole house, how it was before, how it is now. Yeah. So it's been quite an interesting journey, quite an exciting journey. We love it here. It's a nice neighborhood. We've got good neighbors.
Oh, our neighbors are so cute.
And yeah, so it's quite an exciting journey to see
very exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Yeah, okay, but we'll keep you guys posted. We'll show you the befores and afters in this video, and then the next video will be like a vlog of different parts that we've documented, that Zola has documented, that I have also documented, combined together, and maybe like with a diary of I don't know if that will be suitable. If we don't have a diary, I think it's better as a vlog. Because we'll show the people that this is what is happening now and this is how it was before, and then we'll show. Yeah, I think it's better that way. Yeah, but anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do the right thing and subscribe. Road to 100,000 subscribers.
Let's push now. Come
Let's
on.
push, guys.
Come on. Let's go.
It's game time. Yeah. Until next time, guys. Bye bye. Sinithanda nonke emakhaya.